So now we are going to learn about compounding info object in SAP BW and its usage in the REST query. Okay, so we are going to learn about this compounding info object topic, both on the backend side and on the front end side too. Okay, how to use in REST query reporting. So what is compounding info object in BW? What is the need of this one? We will let us know. Okay, we'll discuss. What is compounding? Compounding info object. So this was the terminology for this one, compounding. So what exactly this one, compounding? Okay, so when coming to this compounding info object, so what is the use of it? So this first of all, why we need this compounding info object, why it come into picture is, let's take an example of city. Okay, street names. Let's take it's it's a very nominal example. It's not a business terminology at all, but it will help you to understand a bit more about compounding and its usefulness. When coming to street names in any city, okay, so let's take I'm taking some street names from Germany, Morsestrasse. Okay, so this Morsestrasse is a street name. It means in the world or in a country or in a city, is it possible to have only one street has this name? No, right? In a for example, in a company itself, we have many. For example, let's take Srinivas. If we take in a company, we have n number of Srinivasas will be there. But when they combine this first name, so Srinivas will be the first name. When they combine this first name with their initial, okay, with their initial, then what will happen? Then definitely they will see the differences between the persons. So there will be one Srinivas with Meridi and another Srinivas with some initial K. There will be another Srinivas with K something, K X something, and with S, like this. Okay, so it means if the first name is giving contradiction, it means if it is giving duplication, then what we do generally, we will combine this first name with something next name, like initial name. Then what will happen, like a last name, we call it as a last name. Okay, then automatically which creates a unique combination for you. So Srinivas made is one name, K Srinivas is a different name, and this S Srinivas is a different name. Okay, so it means adding one more field to the existing field is helping you to create a uniqueness. So when coming to my first example, if I take Morsestrasse, so in a city or not in a city, in a country, we have multiple cities. In multiple cities, this Morsestrasse may exist. So for example, if I take a city Munich, here there may be a Morsestrasse, and in Düsseldorf also we have Morsestrasse. Okay, so when someone talking about Morsestrasse, then there is people who are living in Germany, they may get a confusion. Or if you search in Google also, it may show you multiple names. But whenever you know this the prefix city information here, then you can distinguish this Morsestrasse uniquely. Okay, Munich Morsestrasse, Düsseldorf Morsestrasse. Okay, now this street name will act as a info object, main info object. Okay, main info object where we have master data. So street name is a master data, and this city which is helping you to distinguish the uniqueness acts as a compounding info object. Okay, so the street name here is the main info object and the compounding info object is city. Why I called this as compounding? Because this compounding field is helping you to identify the unique record from this main info object. Okay, so very important, which is main info object, which is compounding is also important. So when I come to first name and last name, now Srinivas is a main info object, like first name is a main info object, and this last name acts as a compounding info object, which helps you to determine the uniqueness of the info object. Generally, if you go take any master data, then for example, let's take material master data only. Okay, in material master data, material is the key. So at any point of time with M1, you can save only one record. You cannot create multiple records with M1 in this particular data set. Correct? Because master data is always the, saves the unique records here. But if you see here, street name Morsestrasse is it must be unique, but here I am saving it 2 times. Okay, so it means which is not possible. But whenever I had this compounding info object, then these both columns acts as a key. If only material is key, then definitely M1 cannot be repeated second time. But whenever I added, some material group, something like this as a compounding, then automatically I can here MG1, M1, MG2, M1. So now this combination acts as a unique record. Okay, so this is maybe correct, not correct example, but this is correct example. So unique, I can call it as a MU, and Morsestrasse like a MORSE. Morsestrasse is a key, for example. Then this is MU. This is Düsseldorf DUS, MUN, and Morsestrasse maybe key is Morse. So what happens? So the combination of these two columns acts as a unique record for this master data. So where exactly I found this kind of option in my info object. So this compounding info object is an info object concept, comes under master data. Yeah. And now if I go to some of the examples, before I'm going, let me open one info object, anything. So let me open any one existing info object. If I go to characteristics, if I go to material info object, on the material info object, you see there is a property. Where it is? Just a second. So if I open this material master data, you see there is a section called compounding. So if you add anything here, then it acts as a compounding info object, and both compounding info object and the main info object together acts as a key for that particular master data. Okay, it is it is not always to add only one column. We can add multiple columns. Now all the columns in the compounding plus info object acts as a key field, key section for this master data info object. Okay, now let's create one compounding info object to learn more about this one. Okay, so now what I am going to do is I will take an example now, like a plant. So let's take one example, G plant. Okay, so let's make it as a GSR underscore plant 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 GSR plant. Okay, and then plant means I can call it as A001, A002, let's say P001, P002. Okay, one second. One second. I want a better example just to make it clear. So let's take a plant P001, P003. Like we are giving it sequential number for the plant numbers. But if this particular plant company is having plants in multiple countries, okay. For example, these plants are from country India, okay, and now this company is having branches, plants in Germany also. So there also they have plants like P001, P002, P003. But now you see, now there are two P001s in this master data, but this P001 compounding with India country and this P001 compounding with Germany country. So it is okay to have two records with same key, but when this when this info object compounding with the country information, automatically it gives the uniqueness. So now what I will do is I will create 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. Okay, I will create these two info objects and I will show you how to make country as compounding and then how to store data in it, and I will show you when we bring this information into our Bex query how exactly it will be coming. Okay, just a second. So now I am going to my HANA Studio. So I went to my info area. Here I am trying to create info object. But as per our practice, when we wish to create one info object, we always think of technical name. description of the info object, and what was the data type, and what was this length. So okay, this is plant care, and this is for length. Now when we have this information, if you know technically better, then first of all you will think of all this, then only you will start off going for your developments, which will makes your development a little bit faster. Go to new characteristic. This is my technical name, country, and then characteristic, data type char. So yeah, already existed. So in that case, I can use the existing one only. I no need to create this one. So when we creating info objects, this is just like normal info object. Okay. So JDSR country, it is not here, but it is there already. Now I am creating my second info object. JDSR underscore plant. Plant is my description. Characteristic. Yeah, it is not there. Now what is the length of my info object? 4. So change it to 4, enter, and then activate. And yeah, activate it as of now. Fine. Done. So what is next? So we have the 2 info objects available in the system. Now let's come to the compounding. So here, which is the compounding object? What is the main info object? So my plant is the main info object, and country is the compounding info object. So when you're creating compounding info object, you must have clarity on which is compounding, which is main info object. Okay, I'm going to edit here. It is asking to add super object. I'm selecting my country, selecting this, click on OK. Automatically it will be added. Country is my superior info object, and then char 2. Okay, then activate. So now info object is created with this one, but I didn't enable my master data yet. Okay, so let me enable master data attribute, and yeah, we can enable text also, not a big deal. When we enable text, we must go to here and select which is required. Generally it is better to go for medium or long. Medium is recommendable. So activating my info object. So info object activated successfully. I can see my plant here. Okay. Now what is, so till now you learned how to create a compounding info object, but there is a, you must know how to use it also. Creating is not is done. Okay. Creating, it's easy, but how to use it, what are the complications when you using it, and is very important. Now let's try to create one file now to load data using this, because as of now we don't have any data along with compounding info objects. Now I'm going to prepare some test data, doc underscore number. Okay, and then item I don't want at this point of time, created on. Okay, and then material. Let's come to company code, comp code, country, plant, material. Okay, and then quantity, unit. Let's make it like this. Okay, so I don't take more data. 2 records only. 1001 created on 2022-0101, company code D001 or I001, I001, country like India, plant P001. Sorry. Material M1, quantity 10 ST. So before going this one, let's try to maintain the master data also, because so far we created master data, but we not maintained any master data here. Okay, so what we do, no. Let's try to create it, then we will call it. Sorry, 2022 020 0101. This is P001. Let's say company code is P001, and India is, country is, let's take DE, and plant also P001. M2 material, 100 quantity. That's it. So I created a file like this, but I want to save this as a CSV file, right? So let's make it CSV file. So let me create a new Excel sheet for this one, and paste your data here. Go to file, save as data sheets. I will save this as a CSV comma delimited. Where it is? Yes, and then compounding. Okay, save. Fine. So I have my file ready, but when we load this data into ADSO, we need corresponding info objects also, right? So let's prepare the corresponding info objects here. So we already have info objects all available with us. Document number, we have many ADSOs created, with sales flow. So we can get the information from here. So for document number, info object, info object 0 doc number I can use. 0 doc underscore is for the document number, and gcrtd underscore on created on, and then I have data for material, so I can use g material under 0 quantity 0 unit, and company code I created one info object, which info object company code. 0 comp code mostly will be there. 0 comp code. Let me check 0 comp code is there or not, or else comp. Yeah, it is not there. G C R. 1 second. You see, I always search like this, to get some information which are required. See company code, GSR, yeah, GSR, my name, with my name should is there. So I have company code info object also with me. And then now we thought of creating 2 info objects already, right, for this one. So what are those? These are for the country and the plant information. So I think I have most of my required fields. I must ready with my info object name before creating any ADSO. Okay. So now what I am going to do, I am going to create an ADSO. Right click, new, advanced data store object. So SR underscore A CMP compounding example AX, and then compounding example. Okay. And then finish. Now, standard info object by ADSO by default. Now I am adding my info objects. Okay. So now remember here, now we are going to learn few things here now. Okay. So first info object is document number. Let it be 0 doc. It's not there. G doc. Sorry. G. This item I don't need. Let me remove item. So document number I taken, and then I need created on. So I am taking created on. Okay. And then I need material. So I am adding material also into my target. Okay. And then company code. So now for example, just to show you how compounding exactly working, I am not taking country. Okay, I am not taking country into my ADSO at this point of time. Okay, I am trying to take remaining all fields except country. Unit also I am not taking. But what happens if I am not taking it? I'm clicking on OK button. You see, you don't have unit here. You don't have country also here. Now clicking on OK. When quantity come, you see unit automatically came. When plant is coming, you see country automatically came. Why country automatically came? Because plant country is a compounding object to the plant. So wherever plant goes, country automatically comes along with it. So that is the binding between these two info objects. Now you can use country alone, there is no problem, but whenever you use this info object which is having compounding as country, at any place you use the compounding info object, this info object, the compounding object automatically adds to the target. Okay, if you add the main info object, compounding object automatically comes into your layout even though you are not adding it. Okay, if you remove it, system will give you error saying compounding object is missing. So that's the binding between these two info objects now. But if you want to alone use country, you can use it, because country doesn't have any dependency on plant, but plant is always dependent on the country field now. Okay, you must learn this integration between these two info objects. So I'm activating my ADSO. Okay, not consistent key, I forgot to add key, document number, add. Okay, activating. Oh my god, data source activated. Now I need to create a the ADSO is done. Now I need to create a data source also. Yeah, to learn it from scratch takes time sometimes. No other option. We go to data sources, file system. Go to this one, create data source. Just to give GDS underscore compound example, compounding. Okay, of type transactional data, click on OK, and then go to extraction tab. Yeah, we need to give some description. So I'm compounding example. It will automatically copy to, yeah, it is okay if not give that one also. Now I need to select my file. So I'm going here, documents, under training, data sheets, compounding example. I selected my file. Yeah, I have a header row and a comma delimited, and then it is not semicolon, comma, proposal, load example data, allow access to my file, go to field section. Now assign your respective info objects here. So the first one is, oops, need to take a pin from here. Yeah. So the first one is a G doc number, GSR doc NUM. So GSR doc NUM, and then created on GC. Yeah, very good. Company code GC. Company code, what was info object? GSR CMP. SRC MPCD. Country. So what is country info object? G SRC and TRY. Come on. Y. Plant. GSR plant. Material. So what is material? G material. Zero quantity, zero. Okay, so after giving everything, if you press enter, system will ask you to copy everything. Yes, copy automatically. Object, don't show this, copy. Then what happens? Yeah, accept plant, all are accepted. I think plant name is wrong. GSR underscore plant. That's it. Okay, now all the properties automatically changed according to this info object information, and then activate your data source. Okay, done. So once after activation is done, then only we go for preview tab. Okay, don't go in the first itself. Go to preview, read preview data, allow access. Yeah, system is able to read the data. Now I have data source ready. Now, and I have ADS also ready. Now I am going to create transformation to my ADS4 from the compounding. Yeah, object type data source. I will search my data source always like this. Click on OK. Based upon the info object technical names are matching, automatically transformation mapping is happening. Activate your data source, transformation, sorry. So once transformation activated, refresh your ADS for here. Here, folder level. Now I am going to create a TTP to my transformation. So since I am loading it from flat file, I always use as a full DTP. Okay, so make it full and then go to update on the extraction tab, read from directly from the file. So it will say like this only for me. So everything is fine. Then update mode, execute. Before execute, activate your DTP. And then click on execute button. Now data will be uploaded into your ADSO. Yes, 2 records will be reading. That's it. Now go to admin target. On my new table I have data now, but I need to activate to get into my active table, activating it. So yeah, sorry for taking a little bit more time here for creating it, but in order to learn it, it is mandatory now. Okay, now done. So now quickly creating a query on top of it, Bex query. So this is important. So that's why I taken this much time to explain this. Q001 to in order to show how this is actually exactly works at a query level, I need this query showing. Now on the sheet definition, what I'm going to do, I'm going to add my company code, plant, country, okay, and key figures quantity. And let me suppress this and adding all fields to my free cache section. Okay, you see, when I try to add all fields at a time, it won't accept. Why? Because already these three are there. So when existing field you are trying to add on the free cache again, system won't accept it. Okay, that is the reason behind that one. Material and unit of measure. So let me suppress result rows for all these rows, and then free cache also suppressing result rows. You must always remember, suppressing this result rows, or else when you do testing, then you will get to know, having the extra rows on the report layout. That's it. I'm done with my query. I'm going to execute this query in my analysis for office. Okay, I'm going here, taking a new sheet, going to analysis page, and then insert data source. Sorry, not sales example. I need to, as it was a new query, select data source for analysis, skip, connect to my system, and then query, select query, and then provide your query technical name, search for it, double click OK. Now report is coming this way. Yes. Now here, when you see something like this, you see plant and country. So country I added as a separate column into my query definition. So that is fine. But you see, when plant is coming, the plant is not displaying individually. It is always coming with compounding info object in slash, because my plant info object is a compounding info object with country, so it always shows in slash. So in your real time also, when some data is showing like this in slash manner, you need to check whether this info object is compounding or not. Okay, so if compounding objects always show like this only. Okay, and so sometimes what users may ask is, users will ask, I don't want to see this country before this one. Okay, I want to see these two alone, but I don't want to see this one. Then how we can achieve this? So here, if you see, I kept both plant and country in the report layout. Okay, so when you execute this query, what is happening? When you execute this one, you are seeing on the plant, you are seeing country, again you are seeing country column here. Generally in real time, we never use in this way. Okay, because plant is a compounding of country. Generally in real time, we don't again keep country on the reporting side. Okay, we will keep country on the free cache section, and let's click on save button, and then let's go to reset the query once. So reset data source. So this will be the real-time query output, how it looks like. Now the user requirement is they don't want to see this country compounding prefix to it. Okay, just an example I'm telling. So how can we suppress it? We must know, because sometimes we may get this kind of requirement in the real time. So how it means, then at this point of time, you need to bring country before this plant, bring the country before this plant master data, and now select the country and make it as, do not display, and then save. So whenever you do in this way, country is a compounding object to plant, and you are saying don't display country. So when you design your query in this way, and if you go to reset data source, then what happens? Automatically this country display, whatever you are having here, it will be gone. Okay. So like this you need to achieve. Even though country is there, users cannot see this country or the report layout. So they got whatever they required. So this also, the setting you must know, because sometimes in some of the projects they may need it. That's why I taken this much time to explain it. Two points we learned. What 2 points we learned? When we have compounding info object in reporting, also when you display that info object, automatically it will be prefixed with the info object. You see, if I am changing this property of country to again display, both are coming independently when both are next to it. If I remove country from rows, you see automatically it is compounding. So system, when Bex query also, when it is executing and showing the display, it is always taking care of the compounding info objects according to their properties. Okay, if country is there next before the plant, system is dividing the information and showing to you. Whenever you are removing country from the row section, it is automatically compounding with the existing plant. And whenever you don't want to see this prefix here, then you need to keep country before the plant and then make it do not display. Then no display, automatically country will be hidden. Not this one, hidden from the display. So that's all about a compounding info object and how to handle it in both BW side and here. So one last point before covering it. Now if I go to backend, and in the backend, if I go to my RSD1 and check this info object, which info object? My compounding ZSR plant info object display. You see compounding, I can see my info object in SAP GUI in this way. If I go to P table, in the P table, I can see, you see these two are keys. The both country and the plant both acts as a key fields in my P table. And do I have any data here? You see, there are two records created. Actually, how this came? I didn't loaded any data into this master data, or I didn't maintain any data in this info object. But how these records got created here? When you are executing with the data load, system created these two entries. Okay, which is actually wrong way. When we perform data loads, system is not supposed to create any new master data in this way. Okay, so we will learn this topic in our coming sessions. Okay,